Welcome back to the Irish Bandit Revolution channel. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. I, as always, am your host, the one, the only, the second Irish Bandit. I am back after a week off. Took some time off to celebrate my birthday. I'll get into that in a little bit, but a couple things to get into before this video takes off. First and foremost, this video is dedicated to the memory of one of my all-time favorite movie directors, Richard Donner. He directed such classics as Scrooge, the Lethal Weapon franchise, The Omen, what else? The Goonies, absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time. I love the movie The Goonies. Richard Donner was just a fantastic director. Oh, and he directed Superman, the very first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. He was one of the best directors that Hollywood could ask for, and just sending love to his family during this time. He was 91 years old. And number two, this is actually a reshoot because I filmed the original video on Sunday and I played it back. I didn't think anything was wrong with it. Then I uploaded it to YouTube, and then I started watching the footage back on my PC, and I noticed that at the end of every scene, the audio would fade out for some reason. I messed something up in the editing, and the audio would mess up. And then I started hearing outtake audio as well of me doing scene one, take one, action, and blah, blah, blah. So I had to reshoot the entire video. Oh, God help me. Oh. Whew, okay, with that out of the way. Yes, like I was saying, I took the last week off to celebrate my birthday, and what a birthday it was. I turned 42 last week, and let's see some things I did to celebrate. I got myself a nice big meal from Dairy Queen, including one of their chicken baskets, because I absolutely love their chicken, and a Treats of Pizza, which, so good. Something I haven't talked about on this channel, but I also came out as pansexual this past month, sometime this month. What else? I got my second shot for the COVID vaccine, so I am fully vaccinated. Feels so good to say that. And with restrictions lifting all around, especially in this province, like we're just days away from having all restrictions lifted. So that's such great news. And another thing that I did for my birthday is I bought myself a couple new video games. Now, ever since I got that beauty right there from my buddy Ryder Pride, Irish Pride? No, that's me. Ryder Pride 639 back in August. I've been playing a lot of games on the PC. I've kind of shifted away from console gaming. I sold my Wii. I have a PlayStation Classic, which I'm probably going to sell at some point. But then again, I only bought the PlayStation Classic for one game, which happens to be on this list that we're talking about. And we're talking about games that I am playing on the PC that I've absolutely been loving. Now, before I get into that, there are a couple games on here that I did not include. I'm just going to talk about them very, very quickly. That being Batman, the Telltale series, and Batman Enemy Within. If you know the Telltale series, you know what it's about. You make all these choices. The game adapts itself to how you play. Oh, that drink is kicking back. It adapts to how you play. And with every decision you make, you could bring somebody closer, you could push somebody away. And with the fighting in it, it is like a quick time event. So you press E, you punch somebody, you press Q, you knee somebody, you press down, you duck. Both games have been very, very fun. I finished the first Batman game, story, whatever you want to call it. And it was a fun game, and I am currently on episode 4 of The Enemy Within, and what a story they've been telling with both games. They kind of took the Batman story and kind of turned it on its head, and I really, really enjoy what they've been doing with it. So Batman and The Enemy Within from Telltale series, check them out if you're a big Batman fan like I am. Okay, let's get down to the actual list of games that I'm playing, and the first game that I am playing is my all-time favorite game. I absolutely love this game. I talk about it often. I got that right there. I got Buster Sword. I got a whole bunch of stuff from this game. Don't know if you can see her in the background, but got Aerith. Well, Aerith. That Aerith is also from Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I mean, oh well. One game that I am playing is Final Fantasy VII. So I've already talked a lot about Final Fantasy VII, so I'm not going to get into it too much because you already know my love for the game. If you've played the game, you know what it's about. It's just nice to see it in a little better resolution, honestly, playing on Steam. And yeah, just, again, fun game. It is my favorite game of all time. I originally started playing it on the PlayStation 1, like not even the PlayStation. Like this was when the PlayStation 2 was coming out and they had the little lighter gray PlayStation 1. I got that for Christmas one year. My brother, though, he had the original giant beast of a PlayStation. And he actually had Final Fantasy VII as well, and I think he liked it. But great game. I'm glad I own it on PC. I don't need the PlayStation Classic anymore. So, and one of the great things is that I can play Final Fantasy VII with the PlayStation controller that I have, because it's just a USB plug-in. I plug it in the computer and away I go. Only thing is, though, I don't know how to button map to save my life. So I think I'm pressing the OK button. I'm pressing the cancel button. Damn it. It took a lot of trial and error to find out what buttons were what playing that the first time with the controller. But Final Fantasy VII, absolutely love it. Favorite game of all time. A game that I've really been enjoying thanks to a friend. Now, I'm not a big first-person shooters fan, but this game is so easy to get into. Just smooth, incredible graphics, wonderful music, great characters, a great array of armies you can fight, and just an absolute blast to play. Haha, blast. Whatever, bad joke. Another game that I'm absolutely loving as when I play it is Destiny 2. So the only other FPS game that I've ever played is like Doom, like back in 1994, the original Doom. I think I had it on Super Nintendo. I tried getting into Call of Duty, but I just couldn't for some reason. I don't know why. Funny story. I tried to install Warzone on my computer, and my computer doesn't like it. Well, I've just kind of given up on that. But Destiny 2 is just wonderful in every aspect. There's a great story going through it. Like, what was the expansion that I started with? It was before Beyond Light. Because I have the Beyond Light expansion. I bought that for Christmas along with the season pass, but I can't remember. But it just had... The game itself has wonderful music. Like, I love putting my headset on and listening to the music of the game while I'm playing. It's just so well orchestrated and just sounds awesome. And then you have a great array of armies you can fight, from the Cabal to the Vex to the Fallen. It's just so fun to play. And then there are great characters like I can't remember his name, but off the top of my head I can't remember, but I know that Lance Reddick does the voice of it, and Lance Reddick's just an amazing voice actor too. So he is one of those unmistakable voices. And then you have one of my favorite characters, Drifter. Like, he is just cool, laid back, and I love doing gambits when I'm playing. It's just, I'll forget the story that I'm playing and just focus directly on gambits and just do that, and I kick ass. And then I know everybody's got their own thing that they like to play. For me, it's the gambit mode in Destiny 2. It's just absolutely fun. Great characters, great music, the look of it is just great. And I know Destiny 2 got slagged in its initial release, but if you ask me, like, I came in late, but I think that it got better over time. So Beyond Light has been great, and I can't wait to play more of it. I know it's going crossplay soon. I'm waiting for it to go crossplay so I can play with one of my best friends, because she plays Destiny 2 a lot as well. So cannot wait for that. Another game that I've been playing that taps into my love of horror movies is just a fun game. Well, depending on what mode you play. For me, when I play as the killer, I have a lot better time than I would when I play as the survivor. But this game has a lot of horror elements that I really love, and especially with some of the characters you can play in this game. I'll get to them in a second. Another game that I'm absolutely loving, Dead by Daylight. So for a horror aficionado like me, Dead by Daylight has everything you could want. It has atmosphere, it has a look, it has great survivors. I play the role of David King and when I'm a survivor, but you have a whole bunch of other survivors you can pick from, all with their own perks and everything. But when you play as the killer, that's when the fun really begins. I play as the trapper when I play as the killer, and oh my god, I have so much more fun playing as the killer than I do as a survivor, because when I'm playing as the killer, I'll just run around looking for people, putting traps down. When I find somebody, put them on the hook and have complete fun with that. And then it's a total opposite when I'm playing as the survivor, because I'm going to the generator and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a killer, and like, I'm ready to throw my keyboard at my TV. But there's a lot of things that a horror fan could ask for in this game. Like, even with the characters, they have struck some agreements to have some of the biggest names in some of the biggest horror movies there are, like Michael Myers, Ghostface, bleh, Freddy Krueger. For the survivors, you can play as Ash from the Evil Dead movies. You can play as, even from other horror video game franchises, you can play as Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. They just added Nemesis from Resident Evil. That would be fun to play, I'm not gonna lie. My one major complaint with Dead by Daylight is that it gets too dark at times, so you can't see a thing. But I guess, that goes with the atmosphere of the game, with it being dark. And with it being dark, you kind of, like myself, I can't really see too much when it gets too dark, but I still manage it the best I can anyhow. So yeah, Dead by Daylight, absolutely fun. I can't wait to see what they do next for additions in the game. There are a lot of DLC for that game. Nightmare on Elm Street, Ghostface, Halloween, like what I mentioned before. Original characters as well. Like there's this one, I think they're conjoined twins. The Binding of Kin was one of the last DLCs that came out before the Resident Evil one. I played the test of that, and that was actually kind of fun. So yeah, Dead by Daylight. If you're a horror fan, you will love. Like if you're a hardcore horror fan like me, you're gonna love Dead by Daylight. Now, speaking of horror, these last few games all kind of delve into that realm of horror. But when you hear this next one, the name of this next one, if you've never experienced before, you're gonna be like, that does not sound like a horror game. Well, let me tell you, do not judge a book by its cover. I've been absolutely loving this game since I played it. I've watched Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, Game Grumps. I watched them play it, Bijou Mike. I watched a whole bunch of Let's Plays just to see everybody's reaction to certain points of this game. When I first played this game, I thought I was ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. Like, even after watching all those Let's Plays, there's just, if you know the game, you know what I'm talking about. When it hits that point, it's like, it was harsh. So yes, I absolutely love this game. You can kind of call it an obsession of mine now. A new version of the game just came out a couple days after my birthday, and I've been playing it, and I've been loving the changes they have made. This game I absolutely adore, Doki Doki Literature Club. So Doki Doki Literature Club is not so much a game, it's more of an experience, because all you really do is click and read and click and read, and there's some points in the game where you have to write a poem for one of the girls in the club. You have your pick of 4, be it the cheery Sayori, the bookish Yuri, the cute but feisty Natsuki, and the perfect Monica. This game, I cannot rave enough about this game. I absolutely love Doki Doki Literature Club. It is one of my favorite games that I've played in the past few years. it starts out slow, but once it ramps up to that Act 1 ending, your mind is blown. Now, I know with the release of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, I'm not going to get too much into spoilers. If they hadn't brought it out, then maybe I would have delved into it a little bit more. But it's a game you need to experience on your own. Like, it was in a way kind of ruined for me after watching all the Let's Plays of it. But even then, it's a game you still have to experience on your own. You have to play it at least once in your life. Like, that is the highest praise that I can give a game. You have to at least play it once. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll never get it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you're just sitting there going, "Oh yeah, I know." I can go on and on saying how much I love this game, but it's true. I think it's fantastic. I check the DDLC Reddit religiously, and there's not too much more I can say about this game. It's just, you have to play it. It's now available for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox. I think those are all digital. The physical release is coming soon. I would love to own a console just to get the deluxe physical release, because it comes with so much extra stuff, and I'm a collector like that. I see something like that, I want to get it. But not owning a console and just having the PC, I don't think I'm missing out, because it's still a great game overall. And everything that they've added to it. Serenity Forge, you are awesome for putting all this work into it. And Dan Salvato, you glorious bugger, you. The self-filation you do in that game is amazing. So keep it up, my man. All right, one more game I'm going to talk about is another one that I don't think it subverts expectations. But when you see a drawing of this cute little cartoon character dancing around, you're not going to expect like a horror game out of it. But this game has so much that I love about it. It's like old school Disney cartoons, horror elements, satanic cults. Wait, what? No, scratch that last one. Scratch that last one. No. One game that I've absolutely loved, and I've actually finished, Bendy and the Ink Machine. Bendy and the Ink Machine is another one that I watched Jacksepticeye play. I don't know if I watched all of it, but I watched enough of it to be like, oh my god, I love the artwork of this game, and I do. The artwork is fantastic. The music, amazing. Like I said, it has everything I love from the old school Disney cartoons of the 30s. And then you add this dark story to it about a cult worshiping this cartoon character. It is so twisted and so brilliant, and I absolutely love this game. I think the people at Joey Drew Studios, which is funny because they named the studio that created the game after the studio in the game. The Meatly, it just made this fantastic game, and I love how they brought it out in parts originally. I think what I heard originally was the first game was free, but then you had to pay for all the other episodes after that. I got the full meal deal a while back, so I got every episode. I had to pay for it, but oh well. It was a fantastic game. A little frustrating at times, but I do love that puzzle element where you have to think what you need to do next. So Bendy and the Ink Machine was just a joy to play from beginning to end, and I cannot wait for Bendy and the Dark Revival. That being said, Boris and the Dark Survival is a little too frustrating for me. It's a top-down game where you have to get Boris to do something or other. I don't know. Honestly, I got so frustrated with the game, I stopped playing it. That's not a good sign. But definitely, Bendy and the Ink Machine is one you definitely need to play. So what are some of the games you suggest? Let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. In the description, you're going to see a link to my Redbubble store where you can get all your Irish Bandit merchandise. We've got everything: t-shirts, tank tops, ladies leggings, or the guys like, okay, up to you. Coffee cups, travel mugs, cases for iPhone, Samsung, iPad, whatever you want. We even have stickers. Stickers are cheap. You can always get a bunch of those and just plaster them everywhere. And Lord knows I've done that. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever I go live with a new video. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. I don't know for sure what I'm going to do next week, but I know I want to do something about the Netflix series Big Mouth. So join me, follow me on social media, and I'll let you know what exactly I'm doing. And I'll talk to you next week. Oh, and by the way, it was iced tea.